Hello, my name is Rian and welcome to my life page. Today we'll be talking about urban planning, but before that let me introduce myself. I did my bachelor's from NIT Hamirpur in 2008 as an architect and have been practicing since. And after doing about 6 years in architecture, I switched to master's, in which I did in masters in urban and rural planning from IIT Roorkee in 2016. And since then, I have been working on various architectural and planning projects associated with various government and non-government organizations. So presently, I am associated with Center for Ecology Development and Research, also known as CIDAR, and we have been working on many urban and forest ecological issues in the state of Uttarakhand. And we have been working on water security, biodiversity, and community development. So, urban planning is basically planning for the urban areas, as the name suggests, but it is not restricted to the urban areas itself. It is more of a regional aspect that we talk about. So, as a planner, you decide on what kind of development should be there for a city, for a region, or for a municipal area. First, you have to be either a bachelor's in planning or master's in planning. But to enter in this bachelor's, undergraduate or postgraduate course, you have to have physics, chemistry, maths as your main subjects when you do your inter-college. So, why physics, chemistry and maths is important? Maths mainly because in planning, you deal with lot of statistical and analytical stuff. First, you have to have a very good skill in communication. This is the one and the very, very important aspect of planning, because most of the things and ideas and the speech that you have done, it should be communicated in a very efficient and legible manner. So, when we say that communication can be written, it can be oral, or it can be non-direct or indirect communication. So, for direct communication, which is oral, you have to have very good presentation skills. First of all, you get to meet a lot of people from various backgrounds. You might meet a writer, you might meet a engineer, you will be meeting with a scientist, you will be meeting with even one of the most common man for your studies. So, this is one of the very interesting things about this profession is, first, that you get to meet a lot of people. Now, when you get to meet a lot of people, it means you are directly linked with the society that you are working on. This is very different from in engineering profession or some other profession where you have a set of rules to go about. But when it comes to a planning profession, it is very, very diverse. It is very diverse in people aspect, it is very diverse in literature aspect, it is very diverse in your place aspect. So when it comes to the challenges of this profession, one of the most important or one of the most questing challenge that you will have is people. Now, to consult so many people and meet so many of them, naturally they'll have expectations. And to meet each and everybody's expectations, it's a very difficult task for a professional planner to have it on board. You people with such wide and diverse backgrounds will not only have their own views, but as a respondent, you will have to meet each and every's expectations. And of course, it is not possible to meet each and every person's expectations. So there will be some gainers, there will be some losers, and you'll have to justify why this needs to be gained and why that other aspect should not be thought upon. So my typical day starts after visiting my office. Even before visiting my office is to think upon what are the tasks to be done and whom to assign. So once I go to the office, I have all the people who are ready, and then I distribute the work to each and every person, because I have thought about it, who would be the right person and what kind of, I give them a kind of a target, like For month target, we have our agenda. We have to meet an agenda for the month, and depending on the kind of task that we have to plan, which is to be expedited first and which can be expedited for later. So that's why each and every work is distributed to our colleagues, and even when if some colleagues are already working, they'll come and discuss with their work, and this almost takes most of my forenoon. And in the afternoon, I start working what I have to do until say afternoon. All the tasks that I have assigned for myself, I stick to them. And finally, it is followed by if there is some kind of meeting that I have to attend to, and I might have to update someone, I might have to learn myself new things. So later part of the day is assigned to meetings and maybe new people, or learnings, or reading something that might help in the implementation or in the planning of the project. I hope I have been able to give you a balanced overview of urban planning, and I also hope that you might have got some tips how your professional career will look in 10 years from now if you choose this career. But I would say you will not regret choosing this career. Thank you.